Welcome, 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 collectives. My name is Ora-gen, and this is the Ora-gen Channel. I want to welcome you back for another reading, no matter what time of day it is or what day you have found this reading. I am super grateful that you are here. Guys, today's date is Tuesday, January 21st of 2025. So today's numbers are 121 of 2025. So definitely, if you've seen any combination of these numbers associated with today's download and today's energy, please do look up the angel number meaning or the numerology meaning. And they'll both be kind of similar, but at the very least, you can type those terms into Google and learn a little bit more about the combination of numbers that you're seeing in your energy. Okay, guys, let's dive into today's download. So today we're on the topic of an earth angel that doesn't care about following the program. And that's kind of like in, air quotes. So with this particular download, there's something here about an earth angel energy that may be involved in dance or performance of some kind. So they're creative. And there was also something here in this download about the not your child energy coming up. So for those of you who will recall, I did a reading here, maybe like 2 or 3 readings back, where there was a download about a collective's member who was getting ready to find out about their lineage, and that the people that they thought were their biological family were not, in fact, their biological family. So some of that energy was coming up in this reading. So it is possible that this particular reading is associated with that previous energy. Maybe it's more of like an explanation of why this collective's member feels so different and so unique, or so out the box, or like an outlier from their family. This might have to do with that. But definitely, guys, take the energy as it resonates. So if this resonates for you, just as it is, the message, please definitely connect in where it feels like a match for you and what you're dealing with specifically or personally, okay? So I've already done a pre-pull on this because the download was pretty straightforward. I'm just understanding a little bit more about who this earth angel is, and this would mean somebody who's here with a specific soul path purpose, almost like angelic energy encapsulated or embodied in a physical shell or physical vehicle. This is an energy that is very powerful with manifestation, with their intuition, with whatever gifts and abilities that they have. And I was picking up with the pre-pull that this energy, whomever is associated with this energy, which I'm picking up is a feminine energy, meaning they operate primarily out of their feminine energy, whether it's a man or a woman, but that they've been through a lot of things in their early childhood or their early life that made it challenging to step into these natural gifts and abilities, or things that they do, ways of being. And so because of that, there's some messaging coming across today in the download regarding this energy, what they're dealing with, and how to move through some of the challenges that have come up previously in their life, or that they might be transitioning through presently. So if this resonates for you, you might be a person who is very unique and very different from your family that you grew up with, and you're not really concerned about status quo, doing things a certain way, systems and processes that others adhere and adapt to. You're naturally intuitive and do things the way they need to be done for you. And this isn't even necessarily like someone who is trying to fight the system or someone who is intentionally trying to go the opposite way of what others are doing. No, this is more so you just naturally operate a certain way. And it just so happens that that way you operate is not in alignment with a lot of systemic processes that are around you at this time. And so you may be running into some difficulties and challenges due to that. So at the end of the day, though, what's really coming through with this download is that you don't really care about the program or the programs that others run when they look at life, when they look at their experience, the way that they speak to you. You're not concerned by that. You might have even made a statement like, well, that's not what I'm here to do, or, that's not my mission. That's not my purpose. I understand that's important to you, but that's not what I do. And maybe you've received some kickback, some energetic kickback for making statements that basically express that you're not concerned with the fact that others need to do things a certain way. You need to do things the way that you need to do it. That's what I'm picking up. So on the pre-poll, I went to the Sacred Soul Messages Oracle deck, and the first 3 cards out the box were don't live the stories of others, write your own. And this one spoke about creativity. So once again, a nod to the dance and performance. So that's confirmation that whomever resonates with this is creative in some form. Even if it's not dance and performance, it could be artwork, it could be sculpture, it could be poetry, spoken word, whatever. Maybe you're really creative with your sports. I don't know. But there's something here about your creativity, and that's really coming across in the cards. This came out in the upright. So it was like an encouragement or something having to do with the way you think. You're not concerned about other people's stories, what they believe, what they've written for themselves, or what's been written for them. You are more focused on what it is that you are here to do. And then the second card that came out in reverse was wherever you go and whatever you do, be in love. So this one's talking about strong feelings, feeling inspired and not settling for less. So when I saw this in reverse, it got me thinking about romantic relationships. So there could be something here about energies around you that didn't suit your needs energetically when it came to romantic relationships, romantic partners. Maybe there are people in your family or friends who feel like a certain person would be a good fit for you, but you don't feel that way. You feel like this is not a good fit. So maybe other people's ideas about what would be a good romantic partner for you, or your own observation of relationships that you've had in the past versus where you are presently. So what you're looking for in a relationship. So this gives me an indicator that you might not be presently in a relationship, or if you are in a relationship presently, it may not feel in alignment for you because of where you've grown to. And then the third card out talks about relationships, but this is more like communal, supportive, friendships. And this was in reverse as well. So this one says, set your life on fire and seek those who fan your flames. So this one talks about kindred spirits, passion, and following your heart. So this was in reverse. So you guys may not have around you right now a lot of communal support regarding life goals, feeling connected in energy, feeling a connection in life purpose, soul path, energy work, creativity, whatever areas that you really want to gain companionship. you might be feeling like you're lacking that right now. Because, yeah, the communal card is in reverse. Okay, so after that, guys, I went on ahead and pulled some energy from the pink tarot just to kind of clarify a little bit more on these areas so we can get a better idea of who this message is resonating with. So I started with the first card, and we're going to pull together on the other two. But the first card, once again, is talking about your creativity, who you are as a person, and that you cannot live your life by the stories that others bring to the forefront about how you must live, how you must do things. And because this is in the upright, this energy really shows me that that's not how you think. You're not concerned with that. You don't follow the program. So the first card out was the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So it's possible you might be a fire sign. And if not, that's okay. If it resonates, take the energy as it resonates. But the Wheel of Fortune was in reverse. And this is talking about, in regard to this particular energy, it looks like you had some energies around you that were negative, maybe had a resistance to change. Maybe they were controlling because they really didn't have control, but they were trying to be controlling with you. Maybe you felt like you were constantly dealing with bad luck, or, you know, anytime you would set a goal or something, it was almost like you were coming up against an energetic opposition or an oppositional wall of some kind. So I really picked that up strong. I got a little more clarifying information on that, guys. And it looks like it was just more confirmation of the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. It was something here with the Eight of Swords upright. So this is Gemini energy or air sign. This might be aspected in your chart, or you might be a Gemini or air sign. Or you may have had energies around you who are Gemini or air sign. There's something here about negative thoughts and self-imposed restriction. So kind of like a entrapment of the mind. That's what I was really picking up. Either someone was trying to entrap you a certain way, or they themselves were dealing with an entrapment of the mind. And what I mean by that is, due to the stories that they were telling themselves, they weren't able to move forward. And so maybe this is where you ran into some conflict with these energies, because if you're over here moving forward and looking at things in a unique way, for an energy like that, that's going to make them uncomfortable. Like, what are you doing? You can't do that. If you do this, this is going to go wrong. That's the energy that they're going to be put in by seeing you continuously move forward in unique ways. Could have also been that you guys struggled with this energy at one point as well, until you got to a place where you were stepping into yourself, which it sounds like, for those who resonate with today's energy, that's exactly where you're at. Because this is about an earth angel who's aware of their soul path purpose, and they're not concerned with the program, with the status quo. We have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So there's something here about a loss of wealth, finances, a loss of success or fleeting success. This just kind of backs up, once again, that energy I spoke about earlier with the Eight of Swords in the upright and the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Running into these energetic blockages and walls, doing things in a way that is not in alignment with what you are here to do or with your purpose. This is the effect that it caused in the past. It could have also been, once again, that others were around you in that mindset. So you were looking at an example, potentially, like guardians and older ones in your family who did things a certain way, and maybe they had certain results, or maybe it worked for them. I don't know. But for you, that didn't work, because that wasn't the way that you were supposed to look at things, and that wasn't the way you were supposed to do things. So this created a loss for you, is what I can see. So definitely more reason why you learned to step into your own mindset and belief and understanding about how you need to function based on who you are. And then we have the Knight of Cups in reverse. Something here about moodiness, disappointment, some jealous energies around you. Maybe some individuals around you were disappointed that you decided to go a different route than what was commonly done in your family or in the circles that you navigate in or have navigated in since you were a child. Could also be that due to these energies around you and trying to be a certain way that wasn't a good fit for you earlier in your life, that it created some moodiness, some disappointment because you are running into these energetic blocks and walls. So that's really telling. I want to go in here to this next card here because this one is talking about your romantic relationships, guys. You know, problems that you've had with them or issues with feeling connected due to what was expected of you versus what's really a good fit for you. That's what we're talking about here. And it sounds like, being that this card is in reverse, that there's been some issues with relationships, or presently there are romantic partners here associated with the collectives that are not in alignment. And so you're really feeling that because of the advancement that you've made vibrationally, spiritually, working with your path, your soul path, your goals. You might be noticing a distance or a gap from some of those relationships that used to feel good. Oh, wow. We have the Ten of Swords in reverse. Yeah, you guys were at a Ten of Swords in some of these relationships, or you might currently be. It might be close to an ending for some of you. If not, it's already ended, and you're not concerned about the program or what others think. Maybe you've stepped away from some relationships, but this one talks about how it really can't get any worse. There was an inevitable end to something that you all were dealing with, and it's only upwards from here. Really, the worst part that you went through, looks like for a lot of you, is over. So that's probably why this relationships card was in reverse, because of the energy here. Like, there's been an end to some romantic relationships that maybe never really fully served you, but now it's so apparent due to the energy and the gap between where you're resonating and where these relationships resonate that you've had to step away. But it looks like you're not concerned about that. Just to get a little more clarity on that, we have the High Priestess in reverse. Possibly a water sign or a moon sign, or that might be aspected in your chart or in the chart of whomever you were dealing with. Yeah, there was some energy here about some secrets. Looks like some of the relationships that you left felt like you had a Ten of Swords in your back. So it looks like some people weren't being honest with you, or maybe a partner was not being honest with you about something. They had an agenda. And maybe you were kind of disconnected from your intuition. Like you knew something was off. There's something here with polarity too. You knew something was off, but you weren't acknowledging it or addressing it. And you finally began to do that because you finally started looking authentically at what was happening here, because you had the Ten of Swords in your back. And you may have had that in your back before, because this relationship card is in reverse. So what that lets me know is that the relationship was not a good energetic match for you. Because you were always going to come down this path of, if nothing else, acknowledging who you are or understanding more about who you are. So that was going to create some conflict in relationships that are out of alignment like this. Yep. Wow. I just got done saying conflict. So we have Five of Wands upright. Yep. Competition, rivalry, conflict, strife, tension, disagreements. That's where these relationships were at. So it's a good thing that you walked away. Looks like you, for many of you who resonate, you've either walked away or you've become very aware that a relationship is not in alignment. Like I said, could be a person you're dating, could be a partner, could be a spouse. But you're very aware that these energies are not in alignment and looks like you're leaving them. It's a lot of conflict. King of Wands in reverse, impulsiveness. Yeah, unachievable expectations. I feel that. So I've been talking about expectations all day with clients. This is huge because there's a lot of emotion that goes into expectations. If we are honest with ourselves about where a person is at, right? And what they are actually capable of presently. And then we look at our expectations for the situation. If we notice there's a wide gap between what they can actually do or want to do versus what we want from them, then we need to look at that relationship in a more authentic manner. This can create a lot of emotional upset, hurt, wounding. Why? Because we want something that a person is not willing to give or cannot give. This is huge. So guys, there's definitely something in the energy here about that. And it looks like you were juggling a lot here, just trying to keep this energy going. You were juggling a lot of priorities, trying to balance your decisions. You're working overtime. Capricorn energy, earth sign energy as well. You were working overtime to keep these relationships going. For those of you who resonate with this part of the message, your romantic life and relationships were a lot of flipping work. That's what I can see. I'm not shocked that you got burned out on that. That was a lot. Wow. So that's why you guys have moved away from whatever these energies are in association with your romantic relationships, or you're getting ready to. Because in the pre-shuffle, the Tower came up twice. So there's going to be an ending to something. It's got to happen in order for you to continue to heal and move forward. Because these relationships are keeping your energy in an upheaval, even having them around you. And this has come up in other readings. But it looks like you're not as concerned about what others think now. It's more so for those of you who are still in these relationships that are keeping you in an upheaval. You're either going to be putting distance between yourself and those relationships, putting boundaries in place, or walking away from these relationships. So let's go to our last card here, talking about support, communal groups, organizations, friendships, anything that helps you to feel more supported with the work that you're doing. Let's see what Spirit has to say here. Yeah, Two of Wands, upright. Once again, more fire on the table, possibly in Aries. Is planning to travel, making some decisions, leaving. You might be moving. Maybe that's where you're going to meet some of these people or these energies, these groups, these people, places, things, is because you're actually relocating. And there are a lot of collective members right now who are actually relocating, moving to new states, new countries, moving to new cities or towns, just so that way they can get a fresh start and a fresh perspective. But the beauty of this is that they're not doing it to run from problems. They're doing it because Spirit is urging them that a change needs to be made so that they can meet the people, be in the spaces or places they need to be in to make these connections. And that's happening all over the collectives. We're kind of getting shuffled and moved around so we can find one another. So that's a very common energy right now. So if you are feeling a strong urge to move or relocate, you might really want to look into why you're feeling that. Because there might be someone that you need to meet or a place that you need to connect with. That's coming through strong. We have King of Pentacles upright. This is going to lead to wealth, leadership, security, prosperity. This is why a lot of people are being relocated or moved around. A lot of throat chakra energy here, guys. Just came in out of nowhere. There's something here in the energy about individuals that when you speak about these things, they don't like hearing it. They rather you not say these things. They'd rather you not do them either. But when you try to talk about this, and this is coming up in the energy a lot frequently, when you try to talk about these things, you might notice that people are changing the subject, or like they've changed the subject so many times, it's hard to get back to the base discussion. Basically, ways of deflecting the energy. They're uncomfortable with it. They might even state that they're comfortable with it, but they're not really comfortable with it. They're deflecting. They're moving around. They might be talking over you. They might be talking louder than you. They might be busy all of a sudden when you start to get into a certain part of the conversation and hop off the phone. There's a lot of that energy. Please know you're not on an island. Like, the collectives are in a space that is just bizarre and unknown to energies that are not, focusing on how to advance and step further into these areas. And especially for whomever this message resonates with, you're a very unique earth angel. Just your power alone to manifest and, to help others is so strong. It's coming through so strongly. Others around you may not even know how to take you, quite honestly. Yeah, we have a 3 of Cups here. We have a celebration here. Water, Cancer sign. Water sign, Cancer. We have a celebration here coming. Friendship and collaboration. Spirit is confirming that if you're getting a strong urge to move around, either in the energy, start dealing with different groups, going to different places, physically relocating to a new city, state, country, whatever, really pay attention to those urges. There's a reason you're going to meet some groups. This is in the upright. You're going to be celebrating with these groups. These groups are in alignment with the work you're doing. Wow. I want to pull some energy here from the Angels Wisdom Oracle deck. Let's see what we've got here. Spirit, any other messages that will help give us some clarity on these 3 areas? In particular, creativity and not being like others. Let's start there. Not following the program and how this relates to collective's creativity. How this resonates with this message today. Let's see what we've got. Oh, that popped right out. Oh, patience. Patience upright. It takes time for miracles to happen, and I'm okay with it. Something here about your patience. It's in the upright. It sounds like you've grown in your patience and that you understand that it takes time for miracles to happen. You're in a very powerful earth angel energy, so you're very aware and tuned in and connected. So the angels are reminding you that in order to succeed, you must learn how to control your impatience and wait until the right outcome you deserve comes along. So because it's the patience card and it's in the upright, I'm seeing that you're already working with this. This is why you're in a space where you're not concerned about the program that others are trying to place upon you. Ideas, thoughts, beliefs. Sometimes even people, so-called well-meaning, will want to pull you into groups where it looks like it's your group. It's there to support you. But once you get into the group, barely step into the group, you start to hear things that let you know that people are focused on a different area, a different avenue than you. Which, no judgment there. Everyone has their own path, but it's almost like they're trying to pull you on their path instead of letting you just be and do what it is you do. And then you stand beside them and support them while they do what they do. It's like a distraction. They want to pull you in on their path to have you doing the things they're doing. And that's not even a thing that you're concerned with at this time. Please be aware and mindful that those kinds of distracting energies can pop up too when we're someone who is very focused about our soul path journey and we're very aware of what we need to do. Focus on what you know you need to do. Okay, so that way you're utilizing your energy in ways that moves you closer to your goals, not someone else's or someone else's goals for you. That's coming in strong. We have hope in reverse. Hope is a choice. I choose to be hopeful. The angels remind you that without hope, you can't build belief. Your actions are directionless. Your purpose feels like a pipe dream, and true meaning seems unattainable. Hope is about recognizing that good things are yet to come and about expecting them to come. There's expectations. Yeah, so it looks like you're not hopeful. And there's a message there in the card, but as it relates to the pull and the way that it came out, you're not concerned with these energies and doing things their way, or hopeful that by doing things their way, it will help you to gain their favor, their blessing, they're being pleased with you. You've learned and understood by shining your light that you've basically set yourself apart to be different. And there's nothing else for it. Let's go to this next card here. So definitely you are not concerned with fitting in and you are focused on your creativity. Please stay in that vein. You're on the right path. If you were concerned about that or feeling guilt or any kind of weird feelings, let this serve as a confirmation for you that it's important that you're different. It has to do with the work that you're here to do. Let's see. Let's talk about these romantic relationships and this 10 swords that this person put in your back. Something that you were very vulnerable, and looks like either it caught you off guard or you had an idea, but you just didn't know you were going to get 10 swords in your back. It looks like you've left this person or you're planning on leaving. So some of you may have just found out what's going on here. Oh, boundaries. Yep, boundaries. It's in reverse. Your boundaries were in reverse. You're seeing what the issue is now. It says, I am worthy and deserving of setting and maintaining boundaries that serve me. And the angels want you to remember that if you keep prioritizing the needs of others and ignoring your own, then things might fall apart. For once, love yourself and do the things that please you, no matter what others might say. There it is, guys. I don't know what else to say to that. Like, that speaks for itself. So if you are one of the energies here that is still in a situationship, a relationship, or something with an energy that is non-supportive, has put 10 swords in your back, you're being encouraged to really acknowledge what's happened there and to put the proper boundaries in place and step away from relationships that don't serve you, because excuse me, guys, we just got confirmation that you have community and support that's coming. You're going to be celebrating soon. So move away from anything that inhibits that energy. Forgiveness. The door to my heart opens inward. I move through forgiveness to love. That's in the upright. The angels want you to remember that self-forgiveness doesn't happen overnight. You need to approach it exactly as you would approach forgiving someone else, with a lack of ego, a compassionate heart, and a patient and persevering mind. So yeah, there's some of you that need to do some self-forgiveness here, maybe about staying quite a while in some of these relationships that have been damaging and hurtful. Forgiveness is for us. It's for the person. It's not for the other person who did something towards you so much. And why do I say that? Well, because let's say you're not really dealing with that person, and let's say you forgive them in some form, unless they're a very energetic person or a person that observes energy quite well, they wouldn't really know that you forgave them unless they bumped into you and you weren't cussing them out. They wouldn't know. Forgiveness is for yourself. So you can release something that you were holding in your heart, okay? Holding a strong energy in your heart that's not in alignment. Forgiveness just basically means releasing something and letting it go. That's what we're talking about here. So some of you need to release some hurt, some pain, some guilt that you're feeling about these relationships you were in or are currently in, letting it go so that way you can move on. And then the last card here is dealing with support from community, friendships, groups. And we talked about how some of you may be traveling, moving, meeting people in other locations than where you presently are. And we had some fire sign and Aries energy on the table for this. Spirit, What information do we have on this one? Messages for the collectives. Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, we have love in reverse. I give my heart, ready to receive the heart of another. The angels are supporting your relationship and want to remind you of the importance of giving love and support to your partner. Spend time with your loved ones and balance your affection in a healthy way. It's in reverse. The people that were around you weren't healthy. Okay? I mean, the spirit has really confirmed this multiple times. These weren't healthy relationships. That's why love is in reverse. Talking about being balanced and healthy in relationships, you're getting encouragement to move towards healthy, balanced relationships. So you might literally need to look in different geographic locations if you live in a community where, a lot of the relationships there are not healthy. And we have declutter in reverse. I'm surrounded only by what I need and love. The angels want you to know the best way to declutter your home, your workspace, and your life is to take things one small step at a time. Combined small steps will lead to big improvements that will be easier to maintain over the long run. Yep, these relationships are definitely very burdensome, cluttered. You're being encouraged to release things that are not in alignment so that spirit can bring in this Three of Cups energy upright. You're going to be celebrating with new associates that are supportive and in alignment with the work you're doing. Not a distraction, not people coming in saying, hey, jump on our train. If you're lonely, come do what we're doing. No, people that are actually working in tandem energy or frequencies that are in alignment. They're working in those energies, and you're going to be able to work with groups that feel supportive of what you are doing, not what they want you to do. Because that's more of the same energy you had growing up, which is the program. It's just a different form of that. You don't need that. I'm going to pull an angel number. Matter of fact, let me do the love tarot. I just want to do some loving messages for yourself. Just some things to consider. And then we'll pull an angel number. Okay? I'm going to do that to close out. I was going to do the inner effing peace, but I feel like the messages are coming through exactly as they need to with the cards that we have pulled thus far. And I don't want to make the reading too long. So, yeah. Messages for the collectives. Yes, I'll take that. Tears. When I think about you, I cry. Something here about releasing emotion. This has to do with the forgiveness energy. Something about allowing yourself to release and how that can be healing for you. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. I'm sorry. This was in reverse. I hate how much I've hurt you. I'm so sorry for all the pain I've caused. You didn't deserve any of it. The I'm sorry is in reverse. Somebody, this person that put this 10 swords in your back caused you a lot of pain and upset. And it doesn't look like they're very apologetic or sorry about it. So if you are still dealing with this energy, this could be feeling like a very toxic relationship. Especially if they've done that or they continue to do that and are unapologetic about the energy and the behavior towards you. You hurt me is in reverse. Everything that happened hurt me so much I need more time to heal. Okay. It's interesting. I think what I'm looking at here, guys, is that this person hurt you. You were probably shocked because this wasn't something that you feel like you earned, deserved, ways that you felt like you should have been treated. Looks like you guys feel like you were pretty supportive towards this relationship. It's interesting, the relationship is what's coming up here. Yeah. You're feeling like this caught you off guard. That's probably why you got 10 swords to your back here, is because you're not understanding why you were treated the way you were in this relationship. There's a lot of emotional energy here. And this is why I say it's important to allow yourself to feel what's coming up and step into that forgiveness energy with yourself, especially if you're feeling like I should have seen this, or, when I got the first indicator that this was going on or this was happening, I should have taken some action. Because what's true here, guys, not only for the energies around us, but also for ourselves, people, yes, people are where they are, right? So that goes for the people around you, and that also goes for yourself. So thinking back on a situation and wishing that you had done things differently is one way of looking at something, but isn't it also true that you weren't able to make that choice in that time period for whatever reason? And all there is this present moment. Remind yourself of that. That is where I was at. How do you not know that the choice that you made was for some other reason? Maybe it was a timing thing. Maybe it's where you were at with your growth and your healing. Whatever the case, it is what it is. It was what it was. And now you're here. In this present moment, you have an opportunity to make different choices. So you're being encouraged to allow yourself to feel what's there emotionally, release the past, forgive yourself, and make different choices. Last card, is it true? Upright. I heard you were dating someone. Is it true? Please tell me it isn't. This person or this energy is concerned with whether you are interested in someone else or whether you have another opportunity coming. So it might even be an energy here that even though you've expressed that you have problems with what they've done, like almost I'm getting like an energy of somebody like taking something for granted or kind of assuming things without, being able to verify the information. So this might be because for some of you, you are no longer dealing with this person or in contact with them. Because for some of you, you've moved away from these energies because you don't care about how they feel about it because you know how you feel and it's not in alignment and you've moved on. But for others of you, it's almost like there's a fear somebody has of someone moving on with someone else. And that is the only reason why you're still dealing with the person. Almost like if I leave them, who might they end up with next, or who might they be dating, or what might happen with them if I leave them, or it could be that they're thinking that way towards you. So once again, as you do this other healing work here to allow yourself to feel what's coming up about the relationship and choices and things that happened, whatever wounding there was there will begin to heal and release. The only reason that wound stays open is because there's something here in the energy about, for those of you who resonate with this part of the message, continuing to deal with these energies after they put 10 swords in your back. Continuing to deal with them in the way that you were in the past. There's something really big about that. Every situation isn't one where we have to like permanently cut someone off. It might be that you need to deal with these energies differently or put some boundaries in place. But it looks like for some of you, you're still working on that. So just a thought there for you today. I'm going to get you an angel number card. And then we're going to close this reading out. Definitely, if you guys are enjoying the energy and hanging out with the Ora-gen collectives, please do like, share, subscribe. Big shout out and thanks and gratitude to all of my subscribers, new and old. We are over 5K and growing, and definitely helping the messages get out to more people who need to hear them, more members of the collectives. Okay, Spirit, closing energy for the collectives, please. That's lovely. Let's see what's here. Closing energy for the collectives, please. All right, thank you so much. 1441, you might be seeing this number in the space around you or numbers associated with 1s and 4s. And I'm hearing 2s as well because 2 is part of 4. So all things being balanced. Definitely, this one talks about unique skills, life goals, mission, sense of self, honesty, and important projects. Look at this. What was I saying at the beginning of the message? You all who are associated with today's energy are unique. I kept using that term. Wow. And 9999 is on the bottom of the deck, lessons learned. So Unique Skills talks about a time of intense self-development. You're being encouraged to focus your mind on your craft, and you already have what it takes to succeed, but practice will make you a master. It also serves to find your true purpose. Leveling up in your career or business is a priority right now. See, there it is. Put your focus where it needs to go. Energies that want to distract you, pull you off course, have you looking at things their way just to see, well, just check it out to see if you might agree with it. No. You're being encouraged to stay focused on your goals in the ways that you need to do it. And if somebody is insistent upon you doing things their way, even though you have very kindly and nicely expressed in many different ways that you're not interested in doing it that way, then you might need to just step back and take your leave from energies like that, or put some boundaries in place and continue on doing things the way you need to. 999 on the 9999. So 99.99. I hope that's clear. Bottom of the deck, lessons learned energy. So this talks about culmination, results, benefits, reflection, and completion. Guys, I told you that tower came out twice. There's going to be a completion to these energies around you that are no longer serving you. And by completion, I mean you're not going to need to deal with those in the way that you dealt with them in the past. For most of you who resonate with this energy, you're already aware of that and you've already stepped away from these energies. But for some of you, you're in the stage where you are in the process of making changes, making shifts. You're being encouraged here to take stock of your accomplishments and how you arrived at them. This is a reminder to maintain optimism and drive toward your goals. Maintain your momentum and know that the powers of heaven have your back. You made it and the reward goes to you. Wow. So 1441, 99.99. If those numbers are popping up in your energy, wow. This is amazing, guys. You guys have a lot of really good energy up ahead of you due to the fact that you have stood in yourself. You stood in your power, and or you're in the process of doing that. And you've stopped caring so much about these other people's stories around you. And that's all it is. You have your story, they have theirs. Theirs is not any more important than your story. But your story has to do with your soul path purpose. You are a very powerful earth angel who is here to share things that help uplift others. So it's most important that you are engaging with your gifts and abilities in the ways that you need to. And please keep that in mind when you have other energies around you who are trying to move you onto a different path for some reason. Continue focusing on your goals in the way that you need to. Okay. So guys, that is the message for today. I will be back with another message for you. Definitely hope that this message kind of brightened your day or helped to improve your day and how you're feeling, or just raise the vibration just a little bit. You're on the right track and there's a lot of really good things coming your way. Just stick with your goals and the way that you need to do things. Don't allow others to move you onto their path. Okay. So once again, guys, my name is Ora-gen and this is the Ora-gen Channel. It has been a pleasure being with you for this reading, and definitely tune back in. Readings are being released daily to every other day, So if this message did not resonate with you today, definitely check back often. You are likely to find a message that resonates with energies that you are dealing with. I look forward to being with you in the next reading. Love and light to you all.